Hey guys, today I found a new post from a user named Touch My Bergener. I'm not sure what Bergener is, but basically a user says that bought a car last year and I regret it so much. Is there a way out or am I stuck with it? About a 2020 Kia Optima last year around July, August when the car market was crazy. I traded my old car for $8,000, so I financed around 18,000 for the car. The loan is 72 months, 8%. It's almost a year, and I've only paid $1,500 on the balance. Monthly payment 326. I have over 5 years left on the loan. Blah blah blah. I can't pay off the car sooner. I'm a server. Soon to be ex-husband is primary signer on the loan. I really just want to get rid of the car and get a decent $10,000 car to get me through the next year at least, next few years at least, until I become an RN. Would that even be a good idea? Is the car market still crazy? Should I just accept my mistake and live with it for the next 5 years? I'm only 22 and no one else to ask, so I apologize for the dumb question. So first things first, to me the biggest elephant here is the my soon-to-be ex-husband is the primary signer on the loan. And I'm not an attorney. I don't really know the whole separation agreement, divorce decree, and that sort of things. But one thing I'll probably look into is to try to set that up. Make sure is he taking the car? Are you taking the car? Who's liable for the payment of the car, debt on the car, and that sort of things. I think if you are definitely going through the divorce or the separation, you really need to kind of lay that out. This is the first thing and foremost, just because not because of this and that. It's just that it could get hairy down the road, and if it's not all written, it's not all agreed upon and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of complication that could come up with it, even if you try to do something with it. You know what I mean? Like so, that's the first and foremost. Assuming that all of that is taken care of, or let's say you guys decide to not get separated and stuff like that, if it is truly is your car, and let's say if he's out of the picture and it's your car, you're dead, then everything else is that as long as, in my opinion, is if as long as you can afford $326 monthly payment with your current income and then your income for the next couple of years, definitely stick with the car. You made the decision to buy it. You traded your car already. Trading that car right now to me is, especially for something like it, at any price point, just because of the way things are right now. I just don't know if it makes sense. What I mean by that is, one, any car you traded into, let's say you're looking for another $10,000 car, you traded in your car just about 7-8 months ago for $8,000. So if you're looking to buy a $10,000 car, you gotta think the $10,000 is gonna have a little bit of profit margin for the seller, the dealer. So meaning they bought it for less than that, right? So chances are the $10,000 car you're looking to buy is probably going to be like the similar car that you just traded in 7-8 months ago, except it was probably got traded in 2-3 months ago. You know what I mean? Either that or even worse, just because again, typically an $8,000 car, they probably have to do a lot of work onto it. If they're selling for 10, again, their cost of getting the car ready and stuff like that is more, so they probably had to buy it for less, right? And so I would think the car that you're going to end up getting is probably worth less than what you traded in the other car for. And, I'm sure there was a reason why you traded in your car for $8,000 for, a Kia Optima. Not to say the Kia Optima is a bad car, it's just, you traded that car in for something newer for a reason or another, right? And you're saying you're going to be trading this car back into the old car again, in a car that's actually even worse situation than where you were in before, which again doesn't make any sense. Now, if you're looking to trade it in for something newer, but not as so much new as this, chances are I'm guessing you're gonna have to finance it, and especially with this, I know you put I guess 8,000 towards the purchase of this car, but I just don't know how much of the equity that you would have left on this car once you trade it in. So if you are either upside down or breaking even on this Kia, as you trade it, the new car you're going to be getting, if you are financing about $18,000, right? Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, 7 2 month, you're back to square one. Like you're looking to pay the same amount of payment, like plus or minus a couple of dollars here and there, and chances are you're probably looking at something, a little bit older, So I just don't think mathematically it makes sense for you to actually trade the car in for lower monthly payment or what have you. As far as the if you say, hey, you know what, 326 a month is too much just because I'm a server and I just can't make it the ends meet, especially with the guy being out of the picture and stuff like that, then I will say there's only really two options. One is that you could try local credit union or your bank that you've been working with or anybody else to see if you can actually refinance your auto loan. It probably won't save you a whole lot just because with the amount of payments that you have paid down, which is only $1,500, you're looking at a very similar loan. Again, that's the whole reason why I don't think the trading makes sense, right? It's just that you're looking at a similar loan amount, at a similar interest rate, at a similar term. So even if it brings it down a little bit, it will only be very, very little. But that's one option that you can look into if you have a good credit, right? The other thing is that you could actually ask for help from your friends and family. I would definitely lean on the family first, just because friends are friends and they're not your family. But definitely ask for help from somebody to either help you make the monthly payment for now, and then you can try to pay them back once you're done with the school and got a good high paying job, or ask him to put a chunk of it down if you have like a lump sum money that you can give for you, and then you can use that and then pay it down, and you can ask him for refinancing at that point, because now your balance will be a lot lower and stuff like that. Or help you get a little bit extra money so you can pay it as you go and stuff like that. I just don't know any other way around it. As far as your concerns about, it's been a year and I only paid down $1,500 in the balance, I got an 8% interest rate, it's 72 months, blah 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 blah, like all of that, really hindsight 2020 should have really been thought of when you bought the car, not right now. You're already in the water, you're already doing this, so when you say I made a mistake, I think that's the only mistake that you made, really, is that I guess we haven't really thought about this. But I don't even know if this is a mistake, just because I'm sure you didn't really think about separating or going through a divorce when you bought the car with your ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, right? That's the reason why you get it, and you can't foresee that coming up and happening and stuff like that, I'm sure. Unless it's, I'm sure it wasn't something you guys thought about, because if that was the case, what would you co-sign? What would you get a car together? That makes no sense. So, whether the car market is crazy or not crazy, whether this and that, at the end of the day, the one thing is that I will probably focus so much on that. Oh, the biggest thing, I just thought about this as we were talking, because I wanted to talk to you about the income, is that, if the things are really, really tight and you really, really can't get help from anybody else, like your family and what have you, you really maybe put a pause on this becoming an RN thing. I know that's not ideal, that's not what we want to hear and stuff like that, but if you're struggling and if there's nothing else, there's no way to fixing this. Like, I don't know how much of the money you're going to be able to save from 326 monthly payment on a car, and I don't know how much you pay for your housing and stuff like that. Maybe you can move back into your family's house or a friend's house, couch to couch for the next couple of years, and eliminate all that. Because if you're about to get divorced, I'm sure you're gonna be looking for a new place anyway, right? So maybe you can save a little bit of money there if you're paying for the housing right now. But other than that, based on all the things that you wrote, I don't know if there's any way you can reduce your expenses. But you can definitely always increase your income, right? You can maybe pick up a second job at somewhere else, being another server, or do something else. Anything to increase your income from what you have now. If you actually put a pause on your school, I'm sure you will have more time to work more and pay that off more aggressively. Typically, and this is what I like to always mention, and I don't know why I just thought of this, but always having more income always helps. Have more income. If things are tight right now, put a pause on everything else other than just making more income. If and that way, you can definitely, for sure. I mean, there's only two ways, right? Increase income or reduce your expenses. So if you can reduce expenses, the only other option you got is increase your income. So, and then after you manage your debt a little bit more, after you manage your expenses a little bit more, after you have increased your income a little bit more, then you can kind of go back in and try to get more education, increase your income for good, get a career change and all of that. So hope that helps. I and see you again. Thank you.